What's going on, everyone? So, back in 2022, we got The Batman with Robert Pattinson. And going into that, there was a lot of mixed kind of opinions and thoughts and feelings about it. And a lot of people were like, oh, man, how is this? You got the Twilight guy playing Batman. And there's all the memes about, Bat and him being a vampire and now a bat and stuff. And we ended up getting to the film. And it was excellent. It was really good. And Robert Pattinson, in my opinion, knocked Batman out of the park. From Bruce Wayne to Batman and everything. I thought he did an excellent job. It was this darker, kind of grittier style of Batman film, which I actually prefer that way. That's the way that they need to have it. And you see them really starting to carve out this universe, right? The Penguin series and show, like, that had huge success. I mean, people are listing that as one of the best shows of 2024, if not the best show. And then many people have it as one of the greatest shows ever, right? Like, it's just been that good and that well received. Even this Batman, back in 2022, had a IMDb rating, which was good, Rotten Tomato rating of basically everything was 80 to 85%. And the consensus is like, this is really good. So, of course, we're going to get a sequel. The Batman Part 2, which, we'll see if they keep that name. Supposedly, they might change that name. But it looks like it has been now pushed an entire year. So now we don't have this sequel coming when we expected it. Now it looks like it has been delayed to October 1st, 2027. So you're still going to have to wait nearly 2 more years for this to come out. But James Gunn said and responded and said, sure. Yes, it's true. The only reason for the delay is there isn't a full script. Those of you who follow me here probably know that already. Matt is committed to making the best film he possibly can, and no one can accurately guess exactly how long a script will take to write. Once there is a finished script, there is around 2 years of pre-production, shooting, and post-production on big films. So James Gunn kind of just, keeping people in the loop and letting them know, like, hey, we want to get this right. Working on a script still. We're far from done. We're going to make this happen. But here's the thing. That's great. That's great. They cannot miss. They cannot miss on this film. Right? Like, there was a lot of excitement. There was a lot of genuine just consensus and thought. Like, okay, like, look at what they did with the first one. Second one's going to be great. The Penguin show really kind of added the hype, which is also a bit of a concern. You had this kind of hype train going. You kind of had this, like, this snowball effect beginning to build that I thought was really going to benefit this second installment in the second film. On top of, Batman is just an iconic character, and people are going to go flock to go watch the film regardless. James Gunn at the helm and all that stuff. Right? Well, now you're going to have to wait over 5 years for this. Right? Matt Reeves writing the script and doing all that stuff, that's fine. That's great. Love to see it. Love to hear it. Right? But, again, this came out March 4th, 2022. You're not going to get the sequel till October of 2027. Right? Like, and we've seen franchises and stuff that have the hype and have these. I'm not saying that means that this movie will do bad, but there's like this almost pocket, right? There's almost this, like, just thrill and excitement, and then it was just like, okay, and then you got the show that just was so well done, and then they're supposed to do a part 2 on that, and it's just like they're really James Gunn is really trying to carve out this universe and trying to, you got the Superman movie coming out, and it's just, you got all these things which hopefully there's enough stuff in the works, and if Superman and all these things have success and do really well, that can kind of, again, pivot into the Batman Part 2 having its success. But they cannot, like, this, in my opinion, just puts so much pressure on this film to be great. And I obviously want this film to be great regardless. However, it's one of those things where, you postpone this film, and then if it's not essentially perfect, if it doesn't blow, or at least continue the hype from the first one and kind of maintain that. They set the bar. There we go. That's a better way to put it, right? Like, they set the bar, and now they have to either at least meet the bar or surpass it. And now you've had, which, this is what, the second delay, I believe, right? If I'm not mistaken, second or third. And so now if you don't at least meet that bar, you could, like, that could be it, right? You could potentially, end up killing this version of Batman that you're trying to really kind of push and build, which has been great. And again, Robert Pattinson has done a really good job. They did a really good job casting this. There's a lot of excitement of like, okay, well, and then also that means most of the rumors, if not all of them, are probably very inaccurate. Because, I mean, if they don't even have a script, now they could have like an outline. It's very possible that they have a bit of like a blueprint of like, okay, we kind of know who the villains are and, the direction we want to go. We just got to kind of fill in the blanks, fill in the spots. That could be a real possibility. That could be something that they're kind of working towards and building on. But, I imagine that this is going to be a process. And I wouldn't be shocked if it gets pushed again. Because if a script's not done, right? So you're telling me that he's going to what? Unless he's close to finishing, right? Like, Matt Reeves is like, like he's basically got 3/4 of it done or something like that, or 80% of it done. He's just got to kind of sew up the loose ends or whatever, or maybe they want to change a couple things or a couple things that they just didn't like or whatever, right? There's a million things that go into the writing side of it all, right? So if they end up kind of being close, then sure, I could see it coming out in October 2027. However, if it's just kind of an outline, I mean, it could take him another 4 to 6 months to finish the script. And then you're going to film, get into post-production. You're going to have to market. I wouldn't hold my breath or get my hopes up on a 2027 release date, which would even further the point that I'm trying to make, right? Of this has to be great. This has to essentially be perfect. You have zero margin for error. You have zero margin for mistakes. You need to make sure that this second installment is, the Dark Knight level, right? And it's just consensus thought of this is great. And hopefully they have, because they do have other projects, do have other things in the work. They're, continuing to kind of piece everything together and do what they need to do. So hopefully, again, there's enough to kind of keep building and generating this hype. It's unfortunate because it's just again, you had such great success with the first film. You pivot that into creating this new and kind of resetting the DCEU, right? And then now you're going to have, or now you had this series in the Penguin that knocked it out of the park. People are genuinely excited. You got this buzz. You got this snowball effect, as I mentioned, just free falling down the hill. And it's it would have led perfectly into the Batman Part 2, right? I just think that it would have been that was their opportunity. And I hope that they didn't miss it. Now, we do have the new Superman movie coming out in 2025. That's supposed to come out in July 11, 2025. But you're still going to have 2 years from that. See my point? See where the issue lies? I don't know. It's going to be tough. And we'll see how this all plays out. But, look, if it's a good movie, I think you'll be fine. Anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you think that this is it's just too far out? They're really dropping the ball here. You're running the risk of kind of losing the hype, right? Or do you think nah, it's fine. It'll work out, right? Take your time. I do. I want them to take their time. I would rather a perfect film or as close to a perfect film as they can get to than a rushed film because you're trying to get this out and meet an original deadline. I don't have a problem with films or shows and stuff. You see it all the time. Like, we'll kind of kick the can down the road and whatnot. But a lot of times they'll do that, and it's not justified. They have to make sure that they justify that. They have to make sure that's justifiable. But we'll see how it plays out. But again, how do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are, either way, love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot, as we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.